What's up, traders? So we are going to do something a little bit different this morning. I'm just going to record my session live straight onto YouTube, unedited, and then upload this. Maybe a bit more of a streamlined process for me on my side. Means that the stream will be a little bit longer for you guys, but you'll see everything that I do through the session. So this is going to be as close to a live stream as I've done so far. I'm going to start the session off by looking at the news, see what we've got on the financial calendar. Monday, we haven't got anything today, so it should be a straightforward day. PMI tomorrow, so may expect a move into Tuesday. Non-farm on Wednesday, non-farm employment change. Fed Chair Powell talking as well, so Wednesday is going to be a big day. A couple of red folder news on Thursday. Unemployment claims, Fed Chair Powell again. So back end of the week, and then more non-farm towards the back. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we could see a lot of volatility. Today, tomorrow, not so much. So let's jump into TradingView. So we will start off on the weekly, just to see roughly where we ended up last week on the euro. Clear the chart. So we've got this large inversion fair value gap on the weekly, which is holding price up at the moment. Bullish start to the week, so you can see this morning we've been bullish prior to the session through Asia. No bottom wick at the moment on the week, so that would lead me to think that we will come back and put a bottom wick in initially. So again, based on the power of 3, you may get this accumulation, manipulation, distribution down. So we just need to be aware of this on the weekly time frame. But based on this, you would think that we were bullish with some kind of external liquidity, which would be this weekly high here. Go to the daily. Large engulfing candle on the daily from Friday. So again, leads us to bullish bias. Potentially take out Thursday's high for a first draw on liquidity. That's our closest swing high on the daily. And we did sweep this low, obviously, and then we have broken structure and now going higher. So we are going back into bullish market structure on the daily now. We've had the break at that point there. Retested the order block and then potentially go higher. So on the 4 hour, nice bullish fair value gap that's been tested at the open, and then pumping up through Asia. Still again looking at the highs. We've got Asia low, relative equal lows here. So inside Thursday's high and the Asia low would be points of interest. Looks like we're aiming for the Thursday high. So we'll come back, we're retesting this order block here. Into a new week opening gap, so this large shaded area is a new week opening gap. If we're looking for long positions, need to be looking at our local ranges for swing highs, swing lows, and optimal trade entry. Premium discount. So really, if we're going to be taking a long, aiming to take out Thursday's high from last week, we want to be looking at this area underneath a discount. So we do have this inversion fair value gap area here. Price is traded through that, and that's right across 50%. And also it's into an hourly order block here, so you can see we did sweep some liquidity here on the hourly and then began trading higher. So we may come back, test this inversion fair value gap at 50% for a continuation to the high. We haven't taken any liquidity here, so looking for a short, I would expect this to be run. So I'm not going to be looking for a short until we start sweeping this liquidity. You see, using the session liquidity tracker, we got lots of stacked liquidity here. So we've got Thursday's high, a high from Wednesday, and a high from Tuesday. So 3 highs in quite close proximity to each other. And so a lot of liquidity up at this level. No major displacement going higher in this leg here, so this is kind of low resistance liquidity, so we'll mark this level here as well for potential liquidity sweep. You've got relative equal lows on the 5-minute. At this point, Dixie's obviously been stuck in that tight range with not a lot of movement, stuck in between this bearish fair value gap and this bullish fair value gap. We're still there at the moment. Bearish day Friday, swept some liquidity, so I would be eyeing this daily low as a potential target. We swept the high, so we're delivering from this big bearish fair value gap. We've got an inversion fair value gap on the daily here as well, which was just tapped by the looks of it on Friday, and then we are coming lower. So we've had a liquidity sweep into an inversion fair value gap, and then coming lower. So eyes are on these lows, 1, 2, 3 lows here, which would be a nice easy run for price to come and get some liquidity. So a 4-hour fair value gap at that point. Same as Euro, relative equal highs here. Let's swing low. No displacement in this leg here. Our closest displacement on the hourly chart is still up here into this order block area. Got a fair value gap here into an order block from the New York session as well. That takes us into a discount of the larger range. A small local range from the Asia low. We've tapped optimal trade entry by the looks of it. Currently respecting optimal trade entry. It's going up to the high, so 7:30 the candle's opening now. We have relative equal highs here on the 15-minute chart as a potential level of liquidity as well. So I'm going to invert the dollar chart. Dollar is weaker at the moment. Look, it's come down, it's tapped the inversion fair value gap. It had this inversion fair value gap here. The dollar's come down and tapped that. Euro's failed to tap it, so we're still in a premium on the euro. Oh, macro opening up. Well, relative equal lows here on the euro. VIX is making highs, so we're building a little bit of SMT at this point. I would want to see a lower pullback really on the euro. I'm going to take some of this liquidity. There we go. And the drop we were looking for on the euro. Come sweep some of this into a discount. So we're into our inversion fair value gap that we're looking at. We have got SMT here. Obviously the Dixie is not taking these lows, whereas the euro has now taken that low, taken this low. Dixie's following now. Our premium discount, we've just tapped into a discount. So we've got SMT at this point because the euro's taken all of those lows. The Dixie has failed to take this low. We want to see a fair value gap, which would be something like this one, get left open and then an engulfing candle closure through that. If we're going to take a long, we do have relative equal highs up here as a potential draw on liquidity. So we've left a fair value gap at this point. below optimal trade entry of this run. So 5-minute inversion. Relative equal lows here. Dixie created higher lows at this point. And again, more local SMT between these three candles. Needs to be a large engulfing candle over this. So I'm looking for a candle kind of that size really. Like that. To be a good solid clothes over this fair value gap before we take our entry. And then low hanging fruit would be the relative equal highs up here. Doesn't look like we're going to get the close at the minute. We're leaving a fair value gap here. So we're getting some displacement. If this is a large candle close, I will take that long. Targeting first of all here is low hanging fruit. Depending on where this closes. We've got 15 seconds left. 7. Right, so I've taken that as an entry on this candle close. Low hanging fruit is here. 1 to 1. So we have got Dixie sweeping that high at the moment. This is our inversion fair value gap. May get a retest. This closed over two bearish fair value gaps here. Good solid candle, first inversion and second inversion here. Dixie is going for it. Euro doesn't seem as keen to follow at the moment, so Dixie's really going, whereas Euro is lagging behind. So we've got fair value gaps here and here, which we've left. It's respected this upper fair value gap again nicely. Get a bit of momentum now through the high would be good. We're not getting the move through that we would like. The eyes are on this. Okay, so we've taken the highs, so we can go break even now. This is stops to break even at this point because we have taken that high. We're taking it by a pip, but that's the plan. Relative equal highs, it could reverse here. I mean, obviously it's really lagging behind Dixie, so we're not seeing that. Really, we want to see it displacing through this level of liquidity. It just pins through it and then retraces. This could just be a liquidity sweep for lower prices. And targeting this liquidity up here. So Dixie's taken the high now, as we haven't taken it yet on the euro. We want to see some fast displacement through this level now. So building bearish SMT here with the Dixie. Excellent, there we go. Got some acceleration through that level now. So Dixie's going for the level. So Dixie again, much more aggressive move on Dixie than the Euro. I'm going to take a partial here, I think, just to secure some profits because of the difference between the two. So I'm going to close 75% here on MetaTrader. Just want to secure some profits. We took a loss last Monday, if you remember, and then it was a break-even week for me, so I couldn't get any profits. So this closed 75% here of the trade on MetaTrader. Left the stop loss where it was. The reason I've closed 75% is Dixie again is threatening this high. Euro is lagging. Not got there, so I just want to take some profits and pay myself. We are 1.3, 1.4, so we're above 1R anyway. And then I can leave runners now. I mean, instead of closing at 2R for the remainder of the runners, I'll run for the high, so that's basically 3R. Taking all 3 levels of session liquidity that we had. So I'm going to leave a runner for that. So Dixie again, still not taking that high yet. $7.50, so we've got 10 minutes left in the macro. Creating a fair value gap here, so again more displacement above the high if that maintains itself. Doesn't look like it's going to. That was our original 2. 2R was just below. We'll just mark them a level here on where 2R was, just so we can monitor that. But as I say, I'm going to hold for 3 because I've already closed 75% on here. The previous week's high was put in on Tuesday. Wouldn't expect that to get run so quickly. You can see how Dixie's stalling now that it's taken that high. Dixie is stalling a little bit. Euro again, we've still got that bearish SMT. It's not displacing through the level, and so I think it was a wise decision to take percentage of profits there. Last thing we want is it pulling back, going break even when we could have bagged something. I do know one of my weaknesses is potentially taking profits too soon and not giving chance for the trade to run. But I'd rather just have some profit and, you know, pay myself for a morning's work as opposed to risking it just to maximize and squeeze every last bit out of it. And when you're seeing this slowdown with SMT now, we're having Euro fail to take this high when Dixie's already taken it, I think it's wise to bag something because we could quite easily get a pullback, at least into our stop loss, this order block area, before price continues higher. So even if we've got the direction right, we may see a bigger pullback. We obviously had relative equal lows on the 1 minute below us, and we still have relative equal lows created during the Asia London crossover, and so you could get a larger pullback into this area before it goes to take the high. But it still hasn't hit our 2R. Only 6 minutes left of the macro, so I will stop the stream as the macro closes. We'll have to come back later to see if it did reach this 3R. I'm not going to leave this running, waiting for TP to hit. And you can see this lack of willingness to get above this high. Generally on the macros, when you see them, I mean, the 2R is usually smashed very, very quickly, so it doesn't fill you with confidence. We had the one displacement giving us our TP, well, an early take profit, having taken that high and seeing SMT, but you would have really, during the macro, if it is going to go for these levels of liquidity, you would expect it to start displacing higher. Now we're going to come into silver bullet hour. You may find that we'll come to take lower levels of liquidity before reversing and seeking the higher liquidity. It may go the other way, it may take the highs first and then reverse, but obviously in silver bullet, where again we're expecting a drive towards liquidity. You got an inversion fair value gap here on the 5 we've closed through. And the 5-minute order block. It's taken the high finally. Building liquidity here at the moment. So finally taken that high. Still unable to hit the original 2R take profit. Hey, there we go. There's the 2R hit. That's a nice move. Last minute of the macro. So we're into the silver bullet hour now. And there we've hit our initial 2R. And having waited for that last minute of the macro, I'm just going to close out in full here. That is 2R hit. So I have just closed out on MetaTrader. See if this does run. We've just taken the first level. We've got an extra bit here if I'd have held it, but we're at the end of the macro. Got stuff to do. So I've just taken my profits, closed in full. I have closed in full at that point. See if we get a quick push to 3. If it starts pulling back, I'm just going to end the stream here. I just want to see if we get first minute of the silver bullet hour, if we just get a quick displacement through these levels or not. See if I would have bagged 3R nice and quickly or not. Silver bullet recently, like last week, the macros were not very good at all, but silver bullet seemed to be very profitable. Obviously at this time I've got to disappear now, so I'm not going to be trading silver bullet. So I was missing out on a lot of trades last week. I would have been profitable last week if I was trading silver bullet using this strategy. So we'll just see if now, I'll give it a minute just to see if it does displace through those levels. You see, we've not really got those levels on Dixie. We've had that one large wick on Dixie. So Dixie's got a long way to go before it sweeps liquidity. Check 50%. And Dixie's at 50% of the large wick now. So Dixie may stall here, which means that we may not get the push through on Euro. Or Dixie may continue, because obviously it has been the stronger for that level there, which would drag Euro straight through. Nice trade though, I'm happy with that. The setup worked perfectly. Good start to the week. Yeah, I'm going to end the stream there, so I hope that was useful, guys. If it was, please leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below as well if you've got any questions or feedback. And if you're enjoying this kind of content, and if you enjoy actual live streams of this, and I didn't go live on YouTube, but I recorded this live to the YouTube channel, so there's going to be no editing on this. It's just going to be a straightforward, exactly as I came to the charts this morning. If you found that useful and enjoyable, then do let me know. I'll do it more like this in the future. It's a bit quicker for me. Saves me having to record these and then go back and edit them and then upload them later and stuff. We can get them straight online. So yeah, give me your feedback, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video, where this looks like it's probably going to have taken 3 hours. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in a bit, guys.